Fourth and final quarter here at Cadillac High School as you are watching Northern Michigan High School basketball on Newsnet Sports and CCTV as the Cadillac Vikings lead the Western Warriors 40-25. I'm Derek Tate alongside Dan Gussert. And Dan, we finally saw both offenses wake up a little bit in that third period. An opening 5-0 run from Western, but that was weathered the storm, did Cadillac, and they began to get moving on the offensive side.
Bay City coming out with a 1-2-2 zone here, just a whole different look, trying to confuse Cadillac. And, you know, when you're 1-6, you got to do those kinds of things.
On the court for the Vikings, Vincent, Genema, McLaurin, Baker, and Evan Bohr. McLaurin at the top of the key. Finds Bohr, who fires for three. That one off the front iron. And Vincent got the offensive board and gets the Vikings an extra possession.
That's a great move on his part. Saw that opening, slid in together the rebound, and as a result, once again, the Vikings so tough on the glass, give themselves more opportunity.
Wild checks back into the game. Baker with an 18-footer. Got it! Tip Baker has 15 points. He leads all scorers. Baker's been all over the floor. The senior leader for Cadillac as they lead their largest lead of the game, 18 points. And there's a steal by Baker, his fifth of the game. Even numbers, and the defense collapse on Baker for their sixth or seventh team foul.
That might send Tip to the line right here. He made some big free throws at the end of that Petoskey game the other night.
Baker missed his first free throw of this contest and has made his last two. He is 2 of 3 from the charity stripe, 15 points for the senior guard, and he gets the first one to go in the N1 opportunity. He'll have one more.
And as you watch Tip play, the last two possessions, after the Vikings score a minute ago, he's back on defense. He's talking to the kids about who's guarding who, what they're trying to do. He does the same thing at the free throw line down here, what they're getting into. He just does so many things for this team.
He almost got that one right there in the backcourt. Call reach-in foul. That is the sixth team foul. One more will give a 1-and-1 opportunity for Western. As the Cadillac Vikings have scored at least 45 or more points in every single game this season, but have only gone over 50 twice. As we just hit the 7-minute mark. And there's an ill-advised shot, but cleaning up the glass is Lance Wiltz, the senior.
His second basket of the game, Derek.
Here's Logan Wild over to Brady McLaurin. McLaurin, the 5'8 junior guard, finds Genema. Genema, look at the footwork from the sophomore.
And just the headsy play. You know, he kind of brought it into traffic, pivoted out of it, looked left, looked right, looked back to the basket, and everybody left him.
12 points for Genema. There's going to be a foul on the floor, and that will send Aaron Norfleet, the tallest player for the Western Warriors, the senior, to the line for the first time tonight. A little history about the Western Warriors. They did actually have a player that went to the NBA that came out of Western High School. Matt Costello actually went to Michigan State for the Spartans, won a G League championship with the Austin Spurs. As Norfleet can't get the first one to go with a 1-and-1 opportunity. Baker corrals the rebound, his sixth of the night.
Bay City goes to a little bit of that half-court trap off of free throw attempts.
And Genema catches himself a mouse in the house. Big boy bucket, and that's 14 points for Genema. .22 lead for Cadillac as Logan Wild is out of bounds.
Logan doesn't understand. You can't come inbounds right there and pick that up. He knew it, I think. He hesitated, and then, Tip was coming over. Just one of those things you learn from.
It looked like he established himself back in the court of play, but it's like an illegal touching that they call it, or something of that nature.
You're not allowed in high school basketball to come back in and reestablish because, space on the floor and be the first player to touch the ball.
As the Western Warriors take a timeout, head coach DeMario Walker wants to talk it over with his players. As Cadillac leads by 22 points, 49-27. We have a moment to go ahead and thank our fantastic crew here tonight.
All right, let's do that. Our camera operators tonight, Damian Brooks, Spencer Olson, and Jeremiah Tuck. And doing everything for us behind the scenes in the truck, Miss Hannah Crouch. So I think the Newsnet group here and probably a lot of those folks head over to the ice rink here in town Friday night. If you're not doing anything Friday night, tune back in to us about 10:30 at night, or make yourself present right at the Wex. Catch a little bit of that Cadillac High School hockey team. And certainly we always enjoy watching and listening to Bill Dooley and
Jeff
Castillo. They do such a fantastic job.
And they will have the call as the Cadillac Vikings take on Manistee on Friday night at 7 p.m. Of course, we air our contests an hour after the conclusion of the game, but you'll be able to catch plenty of high school sports here through the rest of the 2019 and 2020 school year here on Newsnet Sports and CCTV. We're back underway. Western with possession. And Luke Gillis, that's a tough little one-handed floater down the baseline as the sophomore gets another one to go. Speaking of getting one to go, on the go was number 5, Evan Bohr, driving into 2 Warrior players and drawing the foul.
Yeah, Colin Hess was kind of hoping that ball wasn't going to get called because nobody under the basket as the ball came right to him. His shot went in, but does not count.
Evan Bohr on the night. This is his first trip to the free throw line. He goes 1 of 1, and he'll have another. His first points of the night. But we've seen some good minutes from Evan Bohr tonight.
Absolutely we have. He's played solid defensively for sure. Struggled a little bit, I think, with the shot. Certainly you make 2 big free throws right there. He's a tough player, and we expect him probably to bounce back with a big game here next.
22-point lead, and Gillis' 3 off the mark. And the sophomore Genema, we've seen him go coast to coast already, and there's a blocking foul against Logan O'Hare. Tell you what, if there's a bright future that you can count on for the Cadillac Vikings varsity basketball squad, I'm sure it's going to involve number 21.
Yeah, Genema's just a sophomore. Physically, he's not quite as, I guess you might say muscular at this point as you might expect from some of the juniors and seniors. He'll grow into that. He's got such good skill.
Fluid. We've got him standing at 6'7".
Banks that one in off the glass. You may get a little ribbon about that in the locker room afterwards.
Now, Cole, I'm going to ask you, did you call that? I don't think he did, but he does get his first free throw of the night.
That looked a lot better.
A little bit more conventional.
Absolutely.
On the second free throw. That's 16 points in this contest for Cole Genema. He's right there with Tip Baker as they both combined for 32 points in this contest. It's a 24-point lead. Off the front iron goes Gillis. Rebound goes to Logan Wild. Just under the 5-minute mark remaining here at Cadillac High School. Baker working on O'Hare. Drives right by him. Floater doesn't go. Gillis gathers the rebound. There's a reach-in call on Evan Bohr. On the horizon for both of these programs. We'll start with Bay City. Western Warriors. They've got Lapeer up next.
Yeah, Lapeer,
on Friday, they got
a thumb area team. They're heading to the thumb of the lower part of Michigan for Lapeer.
Cadillac does indeed hold on for this victory.
You see some fresh faces out there for the Vikings. Number 20 has just checked in, seeing his first action is junior Noah Cochran, along with number 50, also a junior, Bryce Benjelek.
As Luke Gillis knocks down the first free throw. Both teams are in the 1-1. Next foul for the Warriors will give the Vikings 2 free throws for the rest of the duration of this game.
Sometimes that junior year for high school athletes, is a tough year because you played on a 7th grade basketball team, you played on an 8th grade basketball team, you got a freshman team, you got a JV team. You're used to playing against kids your own age, and that junior year can be a little tough. You're up there against some seniors, some fellows that are a little more physical. As you see, another great pass by Tip Baker.
And speaking of physical, Bryce Benjeling plays left tackle for the Vikings varsity football team. So he's a big boy that doesn't mind a little bit of contact, as that foul will send him to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, those kids work hard every day in practice, and they get better and better and better. And you'll see under the system that Cadillac employs that they'll be on the floor a tremendous amount next year, we would expect. So they just keep working on it. The student section gives Bryce a big hand of applause as he drains that free throw.
Bryce Benjeling, the junior forward, as he goes 2 for 2 from the line. Vikings have struggled from the line, but not Bryce. He goes and knocks down a pair. 24-point advantage for the Cadillac Vikings, trying to take this one home and stay undefeated on the season. Gillis, his turnaround jumper no good. Benjeling busy as he just checked in, and Noah Cochran, that pass a little bit hot to handle. That's a turnover for Cadillac. And speaking of football players, Noah Cochran actually shared some fullback duties with Tip Baker this past season, and Noah Cochran had himself an impressive season.
He's another tough kid out there on that football field, and I expect the same from him out here on the floor.
As Bay City, Western Warriors are going to call a travel on Lars Ridley. It's gotten a little sloppy here for Western as we go down the home stretch. And on the horizon for this Cadillac Vikings team as we get a timeout from head coach Demario Walker. The Vikings, if we do go ahead and they do hold on to this 24-point advantage for the victory, they've got Alpena up next.
The Wildcats, and last I knew Alpena was undefeated in the conference. I'm not sure, folks, how they did last week when the Vikings hosted Petoskey. Cadillac, Petoskey, and Alpena were kind of winning this conference, and it looks like the Vikings are the lone leader as Derek's using his computer skills in front of me here.
I'm trying to one thing about the internet is sometimes you can find information kind of quickly. Alpena has a 4-3 record overall, and certainly they're going to come to play. They're going to be up for a big North Conference game. And like you mentioned earlier, Ryan Benzenberg mentioned this was a non-conference game. The team might come out a little bit flat. And the Vikings did struggle offensively. It was a little sloppy. The effort was there, though, on the defensive end on the glass.
Absolutely. And where's that game? Is that at Alpena?
That is. Let's double-check it right here. I don't want to go ahead and assume
that's a
anything.
3-hour bus ride here from Cadillac, 2 hours, 45 minutes. And sometimes that plays havoc on players' legs sitting so long.
This one is actually, Alpena is going to be taking on the Vikings here.
How about that job by Brady McLaurin right there against that half-court press. Looks to break it right into the Viking emblem on the floor. Backs out of there, keeps his possession, keeps his head up the whole time. And as a result, the Vikings are going back to the free throw line.
Foul is committed against Levi Klotz, who's got 6 points tonight. He's knocked down a pair of three-pointers, but has struggled from the free throw line as that one rolls off the front iron.
It's a pretty soft shot. Derek sat there on that iron for a long time, just didn't roll in.
He's got a nice little flick. Gets the shooter's touch quite often as he goes 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. 25-point advantage, biggest lead tonight for Cadillac. As the Western Warriors, and that's a little up and under that does not go for Luke Gillis. Here comes Brady McLaurin running the floor. Drops it off to Noah Cochran. Entering the game is Colin Hess. That's the first we've seen of him tonight. Cochran to Benjelink. Cadillac trying to find a good shot.
How about that possession right here? They've just moved the ball. Everybody's touched it. They haven't got a great shot. They're just holding on to it till they get one.
Klotz over to Cochran. Cochran all the way to the cup. And this place erupts as Noah Cochran gets his first bucket of the game. 27-point lead for Cadillac. Just under the 3-minute mark as the Western Warriors haven't been able to find consistent offense tonight.
Got shots blocked right there.
Klotz blocks it and then able to gather the loose ball. Vikings defense has been smothering tonight as there's a foul out of frustration from Jack Freisel.
I'm also wondering maybe if Jack committed that foul to get 3 players in with 2:29 to go, because he kind of left his player and came right over like he was, doing what you would as a elderly leader of your team. And you got to get some of the other kids out on the floor that don't see as much action.
As Klotz misses his first free throw, he's got 7 points tonight.
We're going to see Ross Robbins check in. He wears number 10 out there along with number 15, which is Tyler Adamczyk. And I believe number 23 checking in for the first time tonight is Hayden Sean.
Fresh bodies out there for the Western Warriors. In fact, it looks like they want to get one more substitution in, but they will not get an opportunity. Well, now they will, as there's a foul on Bryce Benjelink.
Yeah, Vikings set to put in Barczewski. And Western coming in with Trail.
As both teams clearing their benches, able to get everybody on their rosters some respective minutes tonight. I mean, everybody gets reps in practice, but you always got to appreciate the game minutes. You can't simulate that game action very much. As Brickell's free throw is off the mark. Cochran gathers the rebound as Cadillac Vikings have 2:15 remaining in this one. Benjelink doubled, and there's a steal. That was tipped from Ross Robbins. And then Brickell turns it right back over to Noah Cochran.
And he turned it right back over to Bay City.
Well, can't say that the ball isn't moving quickly here to finish these final couple minutes.
What I like to see, Derek, is I'm kind of watching both coaches right here, and they're really working hard for the kids that aren't playing as much as others. They want these kids to get better all the time, too. They appreciate their efforts. And they're upstanding, they're applauding, they're telling kids what to do. It's great to watch both of the coaches from these squads do that.
And they're still playing aggressively on both ends of the floor. Are both teams finishing this game strong? The final 138 here at Cadillac High School. Here's Barczewski with a corner three. In this place, the student section would have erupted right there. Look at Brady McLaurin, looking like a free safety. Intercepts that pass. Barczewski goes to the cup, and he is fouled by Brickell.
Pretty unselfish play right there. Back-to-back possessions by Brady McLaurin. Had a couple of shot opportunities. He's looking to find some other kids those shots, and then when he makes that steal, he could have easily gone to the basket. Instead, he gets over Barczewski, and he's going to the line.
It's Cadillac Vikings. Barczewski knocks down his first free throw. He's on the board with 1 point so far. 59-31, trying to make it 60 points. And this is the second highest pointing outing as Barczewski goes 1 of 2 at the line for the Cadillac offense this year. And there's a bullet of a pass. And an open three from Hayden Sean. Offensive rebound from Adamczyk gives another opportunity for Western.
I don't know if Bay City's, there's a nice three right there from Hayden Sean. I don't know if Bay City's football coach is in the crowd here tonight, if he's made the trip up, but they ought to look at CJ Trail. That was a heck of a throw.
Hess dribbles into trouble, and CJ Trail nearly comes away with the steal, but knocks it out of bounds. Vikings retain possession. What do you think about that? Scouting for talent on other programs. Well,
you're probably not making the trip away, but you see all the football coaches from Cadillac. They're here. They know these kids, like to watch them come out and play. You see the baseball coaches, the hockey coaches, kind of just a community thing.
Here's Benjelink with an open jumper. Off the front iron, Barczewski with the tip in.
And on the Viking bench, you see all those players up cheering for him.
And one player that has not been shy since he entered was Hayden Sean, the junior. If I'm coming in, I'm firing away, he says. He draws the foul, and he'll be rewarded with a pair of free throws, as we'll likely have one possession, maybe two more tops. Sean gets that one to go. He'll have another, as the Bay City Western Warriors will drop to 1-7 on the season, while the Cadillac Vikings will improve to 6-0, unblemished on the season. And that one's going to be called out.
Yeah, looked like that went off a trail right there. Noah Cochran's going to inbound it. He'll look to try to get it to Brady McLaurin.
Inbound goes to McLaurin. Western going to go ahead and try to trap. Here's Barcheski. Final 20 seconds of the game. McLaurin pressured by Trail. 10 seconds left. Hess fires for three. That one off the mark. McLaurin with the board. Trail gonna try to get up one more shot, and that one goes at the buzzer. But it's not enough, as the Cadillac Vikings improve to 6-0 and remain undefeated on the season with a victory over the Western Warriors by a final score of 61-37. We're going to have post-game discussions here at Cadillac High School, so stay tuned here on NewsNet Sports and CCTV as you are watching Northern Michigan High School basketball. We'll be right back.